You know what I don't understand is why people still use bar soap. I just don't understand bar soap. I mean, I was just in the toilet.
Yeah.
And there was bar soap. I just thought, how unhygienic is bar soap?
Really?
That's my contribution. Yeah.
Squidgy stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you use
I'm
bar
actually the
soap?
complete other way around because I hate squidgy soap because I've got a very oily skin. That always leaves a residue, whereas a bar is more rinsable.
Would you be happy using bar soap if everyone was using it, or would you want to have your own one?
No, I'm not that fussed.
Okay, fair enough.
Soap is kind of self-cleaning, isn't it? No?
I disagree. I mean, all of those hands is going to be on those bar soaps today. I hope I don't need to go to the toilet again.
Isn't that a little bit germophobic? You don't mind me saying so.
Oh, really? Because people are disgusting.
When you
People are disgusting. That's a great line.
do you think Chris is disgusting? Are you willing to share a bar of soap with the borough of Newham?
Yeah, if you put it like that, sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you more on the soap dispenser, maybe a foam, one of those foamy...
I don't really like the foamy stuff. Just the straight squidge is good for me.
Straight squidge?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Ellen?
Anything that doesn't require me, other people having to touch it, I don't know, my hands are still not going to feel clean. It's just, I just don't like the idea that other people have just come out of the toilet, they're touching this bar soap, their hands are dirty, I don't know what they were doing with their hands in the toilet.
Yeah.
I just think it's like unhygienic.
Haven't you?
Yeah.
But let's talk toilet for a moment. You've got a fair idea about what people were doing with their hands in the toilet.
Okay, well,
surely.
I'm going to come to Rick. Rick, have you got any preferences in the soap?
No, I do like the fact that they've automated a lot of machines. Probably not in these loos, but in like, where you have like when you flush, it's just auto flush. So you just wave your hand, and then you wave your hand to get the soap, and then you wave your hand to get the water. But I like it when it's quite funny when they haven't finished it all. So at some point you have to press it, and you're thinking, well, I've just gone through the process of yes. Gone through the process of like trying to not touch any, and then now I have to touch something, so the germs come back. It's a bit weird.
I guess I'm sounding like some kind of like germ-loving Luddite, but I'm not that bothered about all touching things.
I'm not, but I just find it interesting when they go to the effort.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just need to get some more opinions around the table.
There is that great scene, isn't there, from As Good As It Gets, where the guy goes and he's washing his hands and he has like a whole cabinet full of soap, and he unwraps it and he washes with the first one, and obviously he's touched it, so that's dirty, so he bins that and gets another one, and carries on like that. It's a bit extreme, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit OCD or whatever the word is.
Are we just a bit, or just a bit OCD? That's my question, really. I just feel that we've gone too far when it comes to germ awareness. A little bit,
I don't think it's just germ awareness, is it? It's safety awareness anyway. We have to wrap our kids in bubbles.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the playgrounds these days, they can't, playgrounds get shut down. Why? Because, wow, there's a little glitch in the hill, and someone could fall over and scrape their knee.
So we're a little bit OCD in many ways, not just about germs, but also about health and safety. Has culture gone OCD?
Well,
that's what we're saying. Yep.
I kind of think the term OCD is sort of thrown around lightly, but it's actually a serious mental health condition.
Yeah.
So I don't think someone caring about cleanliness has anything to do with OCD. It's just all about protecting yourself and trying to not get sick. Because I have caught stomach bugs and stuff like that from unknown places, and I've been to the toilet many times. I've seen people not wash their hands, so
Then they wouldn't be touching the soap if they didn't wash their hands.
Well, the thing is, people are touching the soap.
But if they didn't wash their hands, they can't wash.
But there's enough people to touch the soap. But what I'm saying is that there's just too much germs. There's too much germs. Exactly.
People that actually mess the whole system.
There's just too much germs around, Too much.
This is what my feeling about soap is that soap. Come and have a seat on the table of chat. We're talking about. Are you worried when you go in a situation like this in a festival? Are you worried about cleanliness in the toilets? Are you worried about the soap? Are you a bar person or a squidger or a foam person? That's what we're talking about. Early doors here on Talkaoke. We've got Rick, we've got Ellen, we've got Chris. I'm Mikey. Come and have a seat. What's your name? Mike. That's another Mike. Are you worried about because Ellen is certainly worried about. There's spars of soap in the Portaloos today, and Ellen thinks that is a step backwards in a way from the squidgy soap, which is more hygienic. Have you got any feelings about it?
It's budgets. It's budgets, mate. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's what's cost effective.
We've got a scrimp and scratty these days. For some reason I can't say that.
Anyway, at least now I know why. Because last year, I mean, they had just the push soap, and I was just so shocked to see the bar this year. But I know now it's to do with the budget cut.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I mean, there's
Having no soap at all.
Yeah. Is that what we're going to have next year? Bring your own soap.
No water next year, probably. After that, you have to just use sand.
Big trough and.
Bring the long drops back, I reckon.
Oh, the long drops.
Yeah.
Meaning.
Budget cuts, long drops.
Meaning the hole in the ground.
Hole on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually better for you. You know, passing a movement, crouching down is a lot better for your whole system. That's how you're meant to go to the toilet.
Right. Okay.
It's true, it comes out a lot easier.
It's more natural. The hole in the ground.
Yeah,
is more natural.
more natural.
Would you go for that over?
Yeah, definitely 100%. I would actually go for that over sitting down because it's just not natural for the bowel to sort of be sitting at a right angle.
Okay.
We're going for squat and squidge then. Is that right?
Squat and squidge.
Squat and squidge.
And it's better for your thighs as well, better for your health, you know, having to squat. So there you go.
I mean, let's go around the table on this one. Could we actually save money and improve our health at the same time by just digging a couple of holes rather than hiring these Portaloos?
Yeah, I feel sorry for whoever has to sort out the mess afterwards. Kind of thing.
Don't just
Go fill it in.
Don't worry about it. It's the answer to that, isn't it? I mean, are you?
No, it's got to go. It's got to go somewhere and be used for, got rid of in a better way.
Won't that just create a particularly green area in the park anyway?
No.
No. Okay, so
Smelly area.
smelly area. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, how does it depend how deep the drop is? Do we then have other health and safety issues?
I mean, I think they just work like regular toilets because when I have used them, you know, they are clean. You know, there's space for your feet, and you know, it's been a pretty quick, you know, situation. I've spent less time in the toilet, which is always a plus for me.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you're very much in favour of this, but will you still have foam generating soap dispenser?
100%, yep. And I'm all here for the non-contact, so automatic flush, yep.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. Automatic everything.
Yeah.
So with the hole in the ground, I guess. Yeah.
It all piles up. Until it piles up and then you can't go, nobody can use it anymore.
Then all you do is get a couple of bricks just to raise the level up a little bit.
Like when I have been to countries, particularly you know Morocco, where I have used those toilets, it just works the same way as a regular toilet does, really. So you do have to flush it, and the contents does go somewhere. So in the same way,
I think what Chris is talking about, it's not like the French style,
right?
You know, hole in the ground that's connected to a sewage system. You're talking about.
I'm just talking about basic survival. Yeah.
Toilets, yeah. I mean, should we be introducing that with this festival? I mean, this will be going out to the organisers, so maybe that's food for thought. Should we be having compost toilets? Come and have a seat on the table of chat. We're talking about designing next year's festival. Come on. Dragged on there by peer pressure. So, I mean, what are going to be the big... I already asked Chris this question. I'm going to ask it to you, Mike. What are going to be the big subjects of debate? Is it going to be all about toilets? Is it going to be... there was another thing that you were talking about, health and safety gone mad as well. What are going to be the big subjects? Any thoughts, Mike? Yeah, for today. Yeah, for here.
I think everybody's going to be just looking to have as much fun as possible.
Yeah.
And as for little money as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Can you think of a way to have fun for no money?
Come to Youth Hub.
Well, I mean, I guess we need to know these things anyway for the later discussion. But what kind of things are on offer at the Youth Hub? Both here and the Youth Hub in general in Newham. What should we be telling people then, you know, if they're interested?
The whole country here.
Yeah. Which is
the best youth workers.
What have you got?
Well, we're doing t-shirt designing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure someone else will say what they've got on theirs or what they're here to do.
Okay, so we've got t-shirt design. That sounds intriguing and enticing. Anything else we can talk to people about?
Yeah. Well, we're going to be running some sumo wrestling and some a bit of talent show later in the afternoon. Yeah.
Sumo wrestling and the talent show.
Yeah.
What about sumo talent? Sumo talent.
No, sumo wrestling always goes down well.
Maybe you can make a sumo wrestling t-shirt and combine these things.
Yeah, could be.
Why sumo wrestling, can I ask?
I think it's just one of the most memorable and popular activities in these kind of events.
I mean, we've
Certainly for my kids
before.
and yeah.
We've done it before. What we've done is actually commentated on the sumo wrestling, which goes down well because it adds to the hype. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if you're old enough to remember Brian Blessed commentating on sumo wrestling. And do it in that Brian Blessed way, then you're streets ahead. It's tricky. It's hard, but possible.
Brian Blessed, really.
Yeah.
Strange how you. Sorry, go. It's strange how you don't see sumo wrestling on TV anymore. I mean,
Do you remember
like in the
Brian
90s.
Blessed's
No.
sumo commentator? I think
No.
it might have been.
I mean, perhaps it was during my time, but
Yeah.
I'm probably not paying attention to the commentators.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the guys. Like.
Come and have a seat. Are you interested in sumo wrestling?
I'm alright.
Or what about chat wrestling?
I'm alright.
I don't even know what that is yet.
It's talking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, come and talk with us then. All right. Well, maybe later. We're here all day. Okay. So we've got the. What's this guy doing with the cable? Hello. What are you doing? Pulling a cable. Okay. He said that already. So we got the cable pulling. We've got the sumo. We got the shirt making. We've got the sumo wrestling. What else is going on? Anything else we could talk about?
Painting as well. I heard there's like nail painting.
Yeah. Any particular type of nail painting?
I have no idea. This is information I was told. So I thought, oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. Anything else we can be talking about? Is the idea of this to get people to come, just to get a flavour of the youth hub, and then actually come to the actual permanent buildings?
Yeah, I think.
It's so that people realise what else is going on across the whole borough.
Yeah.
And so nobody can say, oh, there's nothing for young people.
Yeah.
There is loads happening.
Yeah.
And it's all good value.
Yeah. So I mean, what are people saying then? Are they just saying there's nothing going on, or?
So there's always someone who's on board. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
There's loads that you can do.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right. I remember last year some parents were saying that there's nothing for young people to do in the summer. And I was just like, okay. I mean, but one thing I've realised, it looks like this borough invests a lot of money into their cultural activities, because, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen something on this scale in Hackney before. I mean, why is that?
Is that where you're from, Hackney?
Yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm from Hackney, yeah.
So you think Newham's actually doing a better job in terms of
100%, for sure. And it seems very inclusive, this festival as well. Like, I saw the posters all around the sort of borough, so it seems like everyone would know about this. And
So
it's a
how
place
come
to...
then that Newham's doing a better job than Hackney? How does it manage to do that?
Is it because it was like one of the... Well, I know Hackney was an Olympic...
The bars of soap, maybe.
Yeah, see? Hey, that's the...
Parking prices.
Yeah. Is it
Car
so it's all
parking.
paid for by parking? Yeah.
Parking fines, definitely.
Yeah.
Now there's an issue we should be talking about right there.
Is this whole
Because this council has a lot right, but
Yeah.
it has its head up its with parking.
Festival up and not offer free parking on the day.
I mean,
Why not cancel all the parking charges for the day, and you'd have more people coming to here.
our van's actually parked in Beckton. There's a little dodgy spot just next to the Astons though it's parked. Hopefully it'll be okay.
I was trying to park in Stratford the other day just to quickly pop into a shop to buy stuff in a van, and everywhere I found a place to park, I only had £2 coin on me, and I couldn't use the £2 coin or a credit card because all the machines wouldn't take £2 coins. Or card, and so I was thinking, what do I do now?
There is an upside because all of those parking fines all get put together and paid for this festival.
I didn't get a parking fine. I just had to drive elsewhere and find somewhere else to go to shop.
Rick, have you got a piece of gaffer tape, by the way? Just a little tiny piece.
Well, the parking fines paid for the salaries of the people running the parking place, and I was quite chuffed with myself because I was in positive employment. I think I had enough parking fines my first year in Newham to pay a full-time salary, so I did pretty well there. I think I've contributed nicely to local employment.
So it is about, I mean, in a way that's what money's about, in a way, isn't it? It's a cycle, it goes around. If you don't spend the money, then you're not contributing to this cycle. You're employing other people, you're working to pay someone else who's then working to pay. So maybe that person is, I don't know what your exact job is, but maybe that person is using your services, so what goes around comes around in a way. What can I ask you what your job is?
Yeah, I'm a youth work manager. Yeah.
So maybe that person's got kids who are using your service, so it's sort of like what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Come and have a seat, come and get involved in this, be curious. That's you, yes, come. Work here. Everyone's working around here. We're busy generating revenue for the London Borough of Newham and ideas. We've generated so many ideas so far. Is the parking a good thing? Is it? I mean, do we want all these cars in our street? We want people to come here by bicycle, by bus, on foot.
I suppose if you have a family, you do probably need to drive, So, and if you have all these parking fines to pay, then you won't even be able to afford to bring a child here and take part in all the activities and stuff. So
do you think that all these parking restrictions? Come and have a seat. We've got a spare one there. We've got a spare one over there. Of course you can. So right now we're talking about.
I'll get back to you when I'm done.
Yep. And come and join in. We're talking about parking. Is any views on parking? Is it like?
You still need vehicles for setting up events and stuff. So. There were lots of vehicles earlier today on site. So
there's a lot of people from outside the borough who come in. There's a lot of people who live outside the borough. They've had to come in and help make this happen. So where's the incentive for them to be doing that if you can't offer them a bit of free parking?
So you think all parking charges should be waived for the day? That would definitely help things out a little bit, wouldn't it? It would mean that I wouldn't have to park my van in Beckton. But then I got a nice little walk through. I spent some money on the way there, contributed to the local economy.
How far is Beckton from here?
It's about a 15-minute walk.
Okay, that's not very far. It's not very far.
I don't know. I mean, Chris, do you think the parking charges should have been waived for today?
For today, I don't know. I just think generally the parking strategy needs a complete overhaul for the borough. Yeah.
How would you change it?
Well, for a start, I'd recognise that local residents and local business people need somewhere to park. And a local resident, I was told, for example, just to give you a quick example, after 7 years of living in Newham, the council recently changed.
Mike, give us a final thought before you go.
Yeah, the council changed the local parking on the street. It did a consultation which we played a role in as local residents. When it came to apply for the resident permit, because everything was now local resident permits, Monday to Saturday till late, early till late, which was great to see, because previously commuters came in and parked all the streets, so it's difficult to find places. So we thought, yeah, great, this is finally our opportunity after 7 years. And when I applied, they told me, no, you're not a local resident. So I was a local resident to consult, but the reason I wasn't a local resident, they said, is because I live in a park-free zone. So a park-free zone, they still sent the consultation letter to me in the park-free zone. I was not aware it was a park-free zone. I rent from a private landlord. He didn't bother to tell me. None of the agents bothered to tell me. None of the management group bothered to tell me. Well, what that means is that I've got 4 children, including a 3-month baby, and I can't park my car anywhere. So my wife can't get anywhere. I can't get anywhere with the kids. We're completely stuffed. So the closest parking place would be, probably a 25-minute walk away.
And where is this in you?
This is Canning Town.
Canning Town?
Yeah, Canning Town, the same place. The last central car park they had anywhere in, as far as I'm aware of, in London, was, they sold to developers again to build on.
Right. Okay.
Canning Town, good place to live.
So I mean, what?
And yet Newham's, you know, their whole ethos and their branding and their thing, you'll probably see it all around here. Newham, great place to live, work, whatever it is, whatever the slogan is. But actually, they don't give a about local residents.
Don't stay very long if you're on the meter.
And if you look at the other thing that needs a radical overhaul is the whole way that their communication with their residents works in the parking department, the way enforcement works, which is an utter disgrace. If I had the time and energy, you know, I'd have taken them to court over it, because I think it actually abuses and breaks human rights. Unfortunately, I have other things to do,
Which involves actually working for Newham. So interesting that. So they've got this policy, they've done the consultation, but there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect between, I guess, the desires of residents and the actual execution of the plan. Of the parking plan.
The result, just to say, the result is that we now have beautiful empty streets during the daytime. Whereas, you know, that's the result, because before they were cram-packed with commuters during the daytime.
Actually,
but actually, for me as a local resident, that's still not what you want. I mean, why have empty parking spaces where there are people, presumably like ourselves, who still need somewhere to park? What you want is somewhere in the middle, where you want parking bays used during the day for people that are allowed and should be allowed to use them. You don't want commuters parking up everywhere, but it has to work for local residents.
I mean, did you ask them how they expect you to move your kids around?
I haven't this time. I have previously, and the idea is public transport.
I mean, how possible is it to take 4 kids on public transport?
Well, if I brought them up on the bus today, we wouldn't have been able to get on the first 2 buses. So the 115 was too full. I couldn't get on that, I was told, coming up. That was the one I actually needed to get here. The next one was the number 5 on the list. The next 115 wasn't for another 15-20 minutes. So I got on number 5, which doesn't take me here, it takes me up to the top, and I walk down. But on that bus I wouldn't have been able to get all my family on. And particularly people with strollers. I mean, you're probably aware that buses don't have a lot of room for strollers or wheelchair access.
So it's not really a coherent policy.
So their policy on buses is only 2, isn't it, at maximum, and then they can't let you on. Which I've seen happen a few times, where people just can't get on. They said no, sorry, and they've had to wait for the next bus, and they've been like waiting 20 minutes, half an hour already.
Another thing where the theory is good and the desire is good to cut down, you know, car emission and pollution in the city and use public transport, but you have to have public transport that works for everywhere that people need to get to. And today is a classic example, because today is not a day where trains don't come here. You know, the closest train station East Ham is still a good walk from here. So for small children, for example, that wouldn't work for. They would be dependent on buses or taxis. You know, taxis prohibitively expensive. Buses, great when it's non-peak. You know, can work when it's non-peak.
I mean, I always wonder why taxis are so expensive. I don't know. Do they need to be that expensive?
When we have self-drive cars, if that happens, will they just drop us off somewhere and then disappear off into some place and come back later on and pick you up?
So you think the answer could be the self-driving car? This is probably a little bit. Maybe your 3-month-old child will be at least in.
I wouldn't ever put my 3-year-old in a self-driving car. Not a chance. None of my kids are getting in a self-driving car. I've seen too many movies where things are hacked.
What if you're in there
with them? I mean, they're not just putting them, like the whole family went in a self-drive car.
You wouldn't trust a self-driving car?
Not really, no. Although that being said, we have self-driving trains, don't we? The DLRs are self-driving trains.
And that's been working for a while.
But at least that's on rail. That's on rails. So if that's hacked, it can still only go forward or backwards.
One of those things that seems like really far out there, because we're so used to seeing in sci-fi films, but in reality, I think it will be absolutely fine. I think we will adapt to it.
Worried about getting into a self-driving?
I think it'll be quite fun, but then after a while, then obviously we'll wear off, just like the DLR, and it will just become the norm, really. That's what I think.
Safer than some drivers on the road at the moment, eh?
Okay, will it make it safer? I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why they've actually.
And you know what? I think that's true. I think it will be safer because the car will be able to probably sense and assess when there might be some danger about to happen. They'll be able to sense when cars are approaching. So I think it will be very safe.
In a way, cars are already becoming self-assisted. They've got sensors on the front and back helping you slow down.
So it's already started to happen.
Yeah. But now it won't be long before they're doing the whole thing. I will miss being able to drive. Sometimes it is fun. Sometimes it's fun to drive. Sometimes it's annoying to drive.
Is that the real reason, Chris, that you're sceptical of the self because you like to actually drive?
Yeah, I do like to drive. Yeah.
Have you ever got a parking ticket? That's what we're talking about at the moment. They don't seem to be that bothered about it, but okay. So that's what we're talking about here. Could we improve the transport strategy? This guy with the whistle's already starting to annoy me. I've got some ideas about what to do with that whistle already. But anyway, I don't know. Is it just me? Is anyone else getting bothered by the whistle? No. It's just me. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Festival gives it that festival atmosphere. Yeah.
When the carnival turns up, there might be a few more whistles going off. Yeah.
Look, we've got some customers here. Hello, welcome. How's it going? We've got Chris, we've got Ellen, we've got Rick. I'm Mikey. What's your name?
Tommy.
And
Cheska.
Jessica.
Yes.
And what's your name?
Bosid.
So at the moment we're sort of I don't know what your views on this. We're talking about parking in Newham and the transport policy. Is it right? Chris is saying he can't get a parking permit. He's got 4 kids and he has to take them on public transport because he can't park his car anywhere close. Rick, I think it was you, Rick, wasn't it, that said in the future we won't have to worry about these things because we'll have self-driving cars and the car will just turn up, pick you up and take you to where you go. It'll be a lot cheaper than a taxi. I don't know if have you got a view on this? How do you see the future of transport in Newham?
Parking wise,
Parking.
yeah.
How do you get around?
Custom House have been free for everyone to park in.
Yeah.
And only over the last month or so, they're starting to say that parking permits will be put up and everything like this.
Yeah.
So the staff that work at the youth centre, we'll be needing to take part of our youth centre away to build a car park for the staff to park on, which is out of order for the young people and also the staff because they won't have the space to do what we usually do because of the parking lot.
Like Newham Council, can't you just say to the parking people, this is a Newham thing, so we need some parking on the street?
No, because it's not as easy as that.
Okay. Alright. Have you ever got a parking ticket? What's that? Okay. Can we explain it in a different way? I don't know. Anyway, so we're talking. Any other views? Have you got a view on this? Do you think about parking at all?
No.
How do you get around the place?
Your mum's car on the bus.
Yeah. Are you worried that your mum's car might get taken away if she gets too many parking tickets?
There's obviously some areas that you have to avoid because either they have like really high parking.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Fees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you just have to park.
Isn't it good though because it pays for festivals like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Have you got a view on this?
I don't. My family doesn't own a car, and I take public transport.
Yeah.
So I don't really know much about parking laws.
I mean, do you think that's the way ahead that everyone should just get on the public transport? Because that's what Newham is saying. That everyone should just take public transport and stop worrying about this whole car thing.
Well, I mean, using public transport and not using your car like reduces carbon emissions.
Yeah.
And
So it's good in that sense.
yeah, but I mean, if you getting around by car is quicker than taking public transport. And there's also things like strikes,
Yeah.
like bus strikes and tube strikes, and it's not really reliable.
Yeah.
And with parking, I think that it's if you really need to park, like depending on your situation, I think it's unfair for like some laws.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So, but it's not something you think about that much because it's not part of your world in a way. Because you're normally on public transport, apart from when there's a bus strike.
I think in London it's a lot easier with public transport and stuff, so you don't necessarily need to drive. It's when you start moving outside of London then you realise how much you need, like how much good the public transport is in London compared to the rest of the UK.
Have you got a place where...
Well, I have a lot of friends in Bournemouth, so I go to Bournemouth a lot of the time, but if someone doesn't pick me up, I can't drive there and someone doesn't pick me up, I'm a bit sort of stuck. I have to hope there's a bus going there and the bus takes ages and I have to do a bit of walking and a bit of getting the bus, and if it's raining I arrive a bit soaked and stuff.
In the future you just get a self-driving car that'll take you all the way to Bournemouth?
Yeah, or I get a train and then the self-driving car picks me up from the station or something like that. Okay. I don't know, maybe it'll work in like an Oyster card system. Just tap in or something, car picks you up, tap in, tap out.
Okay, will you be able to get a self-driving car on an Oyster card? Would that be nicer than getting a bus?
I like the idea of that actually. Yeah, definitely. I think it will be nicer than getting a bus because sometimes on the bus you don't really want to be around other people. Other people kind of irritate you, and again the cleanliness.
What sort of people
buses can be dirty. Yeah, people throw litter on the bus, you know.
Do you think they should have soap dispensers on the bus?
I think they should have some kind of antibacterial something. I mean,
are buses clean enough? Are they actually clean enough?
One I was on this morning was not clean at all. It stank, mate.
Getting contracting?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, with the buses, like, you know, we pay so much money for, like, transport. They should be clean, but I think they've probably made cutbacks and stuff like that, so they don't get cleaned as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get why the seats are, like, that carpet material. You know, they should just be plastic. Anyway.
What's wrong with the carpet material?
Because it does harm, especially on the train. Like, they found all sorts of bacteria. Rick, I think you got the facts.
No, I was to say buses in London are generally cheaper than Bournemouth or other parts of the UK where you just pay the one fee for the bus wherever you're going to, but in other parts you have to sort of speak to the driver and say where are you going, and they charge you like twice the price to go half the distance kind of thing that you can go for £1.50 or £1.45 wherever it is I hear.
So we don't realise how good we've got it. That's what
you can end up paying £2.30 or something like for the same distance.
I don't know, what do other people think? Are the buses, are they clean enough? Should they have that carpety fabric on the seats? Are you worried about contracting diseases from the bus? You are?
Yeah, because the sort of fabric it is, you don't know what germs or what could be lying within that fabric. The other day I got on the bus and my mate started hitting the seat, and the amount of dust that come out of the seat, it was unhygienic. And for someone with OCD to get on a bus and see all that dust, it's
okay. Any other thoughts about the bus? Could it be cleaner? Could it be designed better?
That's true. I mean, yeah, because when you go to other countries, a few countries I've been to, the buses, plastic seats, like it's just clean. But anyway, yeah, you're right about the OCD. I have a friend who practically can't leave her house because she's just afraid of the filth that's around. And you know what? The truth is that there is a lot of filth around. So
so OCD can actually stop you from...
I think people should be fined for littering. You know, I think we should somehow enforce some kind of fine when people chuck litter. There's just too much litter around.
I mean,
from cigarette butts. Cigarette butts is the #1 culprit. To anything above.
What sort of fine should people get for it?
It should be about £100.
£100?
Yeah.
And how do you get the fine?
I think if people see people littering, they should report them.
Take a photo.
Take a photo, report them, let it to the front door, or if the police see them.
This is getting exciting. Yeah, it's like a kind of crazy state kind of thing.
Too much state surveillance. Other people think £100 fine as soon as you drop it.
Imagine something falling out of your pocket by accident and you don't realise it. Suddenly, you've littered. You know, there you go. Suddenly, £100 fine. It's like, I didn't even realise, kind of thing. You know, where does it go?
Stuff it into your pocket.
Everyone like paranoid, like zips on the pockets, locking up everything. You know.
What about other people think? Should there be more? Should we get more punitive on these litter people?
Well,
is it something you worry about?
You could have different levels of fines for different different levels of littering. For example, like if you drop like I don't know a food packet on the floor, and
should it be related to the cost of the food?
I don't know. If you drop like a 50p crisp packet on the floor, you're not really gonna get charged 50p.
You're not gonna drop an expensive bit of food though on the floor, are you?
That probably indicates your level of income.
Like we want people to take this seriously.
What's that?
We want people to take this seriously. So we need to £100 fine. That's it.
£100 fine. Okay.
You know.
I think all fines have to be salary related. You know, there's been a lot about that in the news recently, hasn't there? Where, especially with car speeding fines, where you get people with their you know, Porsches and Lambos and whatever driving ridiculous speeds, and they get the same fine as anyone else. You know, and they're on like celebrity footballers or whatever on ridiculous salaries. And I do think there's something in it when it comes down to.
Come and take a seat. Come and go. Yes, yes. We need to speak to you. Well, we've got everyone here works for Newham.
This is underground.
Yeah, yeah. The mayor. We've tried to get the mayor to see it, but the mayor doesn't want to watch it. But so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, so what was sorry? I
was just saying this whole thing. I think there's something in it, isn't there? Because all these things, whether it's a car park fine or
should it be income related?
It should be income related, definitely. There's no way that if you're on JSA or whatever else, you should be ending up paying the same fine as someone who's working on a corporate salary at Canary Wharf. It's utterly ridiculous.
Okay.
It means nothing to someone other than the inconvenience of actually having to take 2 minutes to pay something.
It's hard enough doing the tax return a lot of the time, and having to sort out my tax, getting like all the paperwork together to go to the to wherever to show how much you have to pay. Like, look, this is how much I earn. Can you getting all the figures together and stuff.
What do you think? Should fines be related to income? Or do you think it should be just the same for everybody? And then that goes on for, I guess, if you're talking about parking fines, maybe parking costs should be related to the.
You argue that sometimes the rich can like manipulate the figures slightly. So like, oh well, you know, I only earn this much, sort of thing. So I'm only going to pay £50 instead of £100, like while they're driving their Porsche.
What do you think? You agreeing with this?
Yeah, I think that in some countries, I think maybe Sweden, I'm not sure, the amount that you'll find, it's based on how much you earn. Right. So that way it's fair and everybody gets charged the same percentage.
I mean, everyone in Sweden earns such a lot of money anyway, though. So, like, a bus driver gets €40 an hour in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah. Can't believe it.
Swedish citizenship then.
Well, would you want to go to Sweden and suffer the...
maybe for like 2 years.
Or would you just go on a 1 month busman's holiday?
Yeah, maybe I'll go for 2 years and sort of save up.
Okay.
Get married.
Maybe that's how it should be. Maybe a bus driver should get paid €40. I mean, this is the other issue here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Massive. I think the biggest issue of all of them is that for people working in the community sector, in the service industries, we get paid peanuts, and it's the highest living cost anywhere in Europe, or one of. You know, and it's utterly ridiculous that you pay.
I always think like refuse collectors and stuff should get more money and stuff, because it's a really important job and stuff. And
come take a seat. At the moment, we're talking about should people that work in London get paid more. In Sweden, a bus driver gets paid €40 an hour. So why are our bus drivers or our bin people or our community centre workers not getting paid that similar sort of money as they live in one of the most expensive cities in the world? That's what we're talking about at the moment.
No, I don't want that next to
That's what it's all about. Grab the mic.
Nah, I'm alright. I don't want to talk. Laura.
Because what? Why?
Because I think there's more people here. Like we have more people in London. That's why you need to like spread the money around.
Okay, so it's more people, so you have to spread it thinner. Okay, is that what it is? Is it about there being just more people?
I think there's an issue with like, say for example footballers, they'll get like, I don't know how much they get. I'd say like
quite a lot.
Yeah, a lot of money per day, hour, whatever. Compared to people like nurses or doctors in Newham, and they'll get.
Okay, so if it's been spread so thin, what about the footballers? You know, what about...
Right.
What's that?
I don't think footballers should get paid as much as they do.
Yeah.
Because when they're not playing a match, they get paid for sitting on their asses, just doing fuck all with their lives. They get paid for doing that, and it's not good because they're getting this ridiculous amount of money when there's people who have families, there's people who have big families to look after and that can't look after their families because they ain't got the money that they need. When footballers, don't get me wrong, because I'm related to to a footballer, yes. But
does this footballer spread the money around?
No. Well, he's not a footballer, but he's a manager of a football club. Martin Ling, his name is. I'm not sure, can't remember, but he...
Do you know?
My name rings a bell, I can't remember.
Okay. But you're saying that it should be spread around more, basically?
Yeah. Because...
I just think that the whole the way that's funded is a completely different sort of system, I guess, because it's all from TV revenue and big corporate companies investing loads of money in. So I don't know. I agree they should get paid a lot less, and it's insane the amount of figures they get. Sanchez is trying to get 300,000 a week. Like, how do you need 300,000 a week? I guess. Mind you, half of that was probably taxed.
Come and have a seat on the table of chat. Should bus drivers get paid the same as footballers? That's what we're talking about.
There's a lot about culture. About we're talking about Newham investing in in cultural activity, which is fantastic. But investing in their youth services. I mean, I don't know about you guys. What organisations do you work with?
So we're with Newham Youth Zones. And we're just with Newham Youth Zones. So I've been here for how long? So we've been doing these events I've been doing these events for 3 years. Yeah. I'm not getting paid for this. This is voluntary for me. Yeah. I've been volunteering within the youth sector for 3 years now, and maybe a bit longer. But because of funding cuts, youth services have been shut down because the government ain't been able to get the money to fund more youth centres, and it's ridiculous to the amount of people that don't know about youth centres, that think youth centres are a bad place, which from my experience, youth centres have helped me so much. They've helped me create a CV, they've helped me get on the right path in my life. And for youth centres to be cut down on their hours, it's not good. So more funding should be going into youth centres, not to footballers.
Alright, I mean, where's the funding going to come from? From football, or where should it come from?
The government, because the government is the main cause of this, because they're greedy. The government's greedy with their money.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, I think the thing is with footballers, I don't think we should say footballers v everyone else, because they're getting paid in a completely different way. They're always going to get paid that much money, but I think what we should do is focus our attention on.
But why? I mean, how come, we're living in a world where Tommy's been working for nothing for 3 years, and a footballer, what's his name, Sanchez?
They get paid a lot of money.
£300,000 a week. Does that seem fair?
I mean, the thing is, I think it's they're getting funded in a completely different way. I mean, it's not fair that our government is cutting, government's cutting youth services in Newham. That's what's not fair. I think we should forget about the footballers. They're always going to get paid that much money, because otherwise, it's just that kind of them and us kind of vibe. And when really we should be focusing our attention on the local council and demanding that they fund youth services, because it's beneficial. Why they're making all of these cuts?
I think it's more. I totally agree. It's not just about footballers, but it's wider than just a local youth council. It's in our culture. It's where we invest, where we place value. And in our culture, we have this bizarre thing where we think bankers are valuable. We think the process of making money and regulating money and spending money and saving money is an important thing. And we think people. You look at education, you look at doctors, you look at the community sector, including the youth service. That doesn't have any value. We place an enormous value over here, and we place no value over here. I've been in the youth and community industry now for 24 years, pretty much full time, and I get paid £15.80 an hour, and I'm lucky. There's a lot of people who get paid nothing like that. You go from minimum wage. What is it now? Is it £8 an hour? £8.40 an hour?
£7.50.
Not even £8. I think that's what they're looking at next year. £7.50 an hour. How can you raise a family? I mean, I pay £1,400 a month. But most people private rental sector. I can't After 24 years in the industry, I can't get to a place where I can even vaguely, I can't even qualify for shared ownership, which is meant to be the affordable housing. And I just think that people at Newham, as in other governments, have not got a first clue about what affordable housing actually means to people, because they have no clue until someone radically re-evaluates what work is worth on a much more equal basis.
You're putting it all down to how we value things, and we're valuing things
and how we invest
in the wrong way, and we're investing in the wrong. Do you agree with this? Are we valuing the wrong things? Is it just footballers? Is it about money? Is it about housing? Are we valuing the wrong things?
I mean, those guys who were basically responsible for the economic meltdown in 2008, the bankers in the financial industry, I believe I'm correct in saying. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure other people have an opinion.
You know what? It's not my job to do any
people. All those fat cat salaries, they get enormous bonuses for screwing things up. At the end of a dreadful year, which is more than most people earn in 10 years. Just their bonuses.
Are we valuing the wrong things?
I think in general the government, they don't like to spend a lot of money on things that are for like poorer people, and I guess Newham in general is kind of a poor area, so maybe that's why these centres are getting less money. If you look at things like Grenfell Tower, how that was a poor people lived in that building, and they gave them bad materials because they didn't want to spend money on them. That kind of thing.
So you think that's an example of the same thing, valuing the wrong thing, because it's poor people.
Yeah.
Okay. It's true. Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. With what that's just reality, really. Yeah, sad reality. But
volunteering. You look at volunteering. I have placed a huge value on volunteering. I think volunteering is a fantastic thing, but it should never be used as a way to use people and keep people back. Volunteering. The whole point of volunteering is to develop skills, to develop life experience, to give, to develop, and to appreciate the joy of giving. And you look at if you look at the way that volunteering is used in the community sector, it's encouraged, it's built up, it's everyone thinks people should be doing it. How many people are saying the same thing in the banking sector and in law firms? How many people go to lawyers and say, you know what, you should be really doing some volunteering? I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm never there. Maybe they talk about it all the time there. But they talk about it all the time in the community sector.
Okay, so, I mean, have we got, in a way, it's not about losing values, but it's about different sectors of our society having different values, and we're somehow the values of the community and the youth centre are not being appreciated in the money sector, let's say, and so forth. They're getting devalued. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? Do you feel valued or not valued enough?
Kind of maybe in between.
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel valued or devalued?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Tommy?
It's hard to say, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in some ways you can feel valued, but in some ways you can feel disvalued.
Yeah.
So it's...
In what ways do you feel valued?
It's hard, really, to actually say. It's hard to put into words.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
In what ways do you feel devalued? Same story?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go to B.
Well, interestingly,
valued or devalued?
in the community or just in what I do?
Just in what you do.
Well, in a way, half of the stuff I do is to not be noticed in a way, because I do video editing, and the job of a video editor is to kind of not be noticed. And I do a lot of cabling work, like for network cables. And in a way, if it works, it's great. No one cares if it works.
Yeah.
It's great, it works. If it doesn't work, suddenly you get all the problems.
So it's in a way, it's more if you make a mistake.
Yeah.
Good job. Nobody actually notices.
But yeah, I guess sometimes I do feel appreciated when someone goes, "Oh, nice job, good work," there. But you don't get it that often sometimes.
Yeah, you don't get that enough. Maybe it's who you work with, right? They're not saying it enough. So we're talking about are we valuing the right things here? Do we need to value other stuff? I don't know what people think.
I think one of the key things is to value yourself, because sometimes I think that poorer people don't feel that.
Yeah.
They don't feel empowered to really demand what they deserve.
The government devaluing those people actually makes
they feel very disillusioned, disempowered, and they feel that their voice doesn't matter. So therefore, they don't really fight for things that they deserve, such as like maybe that's not true. Actually, I think I might take that back. A lot of people fight for what they deserve. So I don't know. I don't know.
Are we valuing the right things? Come and have a seat. Give us a couple of minutes. Help us get this going. So we.
Working in the art sector a lot, and that you feel more and more devalued in that recently, especially just with the art sector's been cut so much now that it's you end up, there's a lot of volunteering that happens in that, and it's kind of like, oh, it's great exposure kind of thing, but at some point you need to get money as opposed to just great exposure.
In the youth sector, it's sort of, there's a line between getting experience and actually being exploited, because once you've got that experience, if you don't then move to the next level, then it's exploitation.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of get to a point when you go, well, I've got the the CV's looking good, but I need to earn some money at some point.
Any views on this? Do you think that's true? Do you think volunteering can lead to exploitation? Come and have a seat. We're talking about. Are we valuing the right things in our society? Are we paying the right people? Should we be paying footballers however much, £300,000 a week? And these guys are volunteering. They're doing their youth work for nothing. So is that right? Have we got the right balance here? That's what we're talking about at the moment. And we've got, let's just have a quick round of names. My name's Mikey. What's your name?
Chris.
Elam. Bosid.
Tommy.
Cheska.
And what's your name?
Cecilia.
Yeah.
Faith.
What was it? Faith.
Faith.
And
Manuela.
so that's what we're talking about. Do you think we're paying the right people the right sort of money? Faith, what's that?
No.
Do you get paid?
No.
Should you get paid?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, but who do you think is not getting paid enough? Do you think of anyone who's not getting paid enough?
The doctors.
Doctors. Okay, so spend more money on doctors.
Yeah.
Okay. And who do you think is getting paid too much? Footballers.
Yeah.
Government.
The government. Okay. So are the government taking all the money? Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Okay, what do people think on this side? Doctors, should we pay doctors more?
I think we should pay doctors more because they're getting paid on a 24-hour basis for saving people's lives, and not only that, they're getting paid for diagnosing people with cancer, diagnosing people with other illnesses, and it's unfair because they get paid a small amount of money, which they should be getting paid more, and the government don't see this, so I think we should be paying them more.
If you pay doctors and things less money, if you pay them less money, then they're going to start working more hours to make up for the money. Then they're going to be more tired. And then they're going to start misdiagnosing people and all these kind of things. And you don't want to put your life in the hands of somebody who's tired all the time and stressing.
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly can concur with that. But I mean, is it just the case we don't have enough money to go around?
I think we do, but it's just that some of the money is going to, more money is going to certain places than is to I don't know, like certain projects that people might want to do.
Who decides what money goes to who?
I don't know really. Maybe like our council gets some money from the government, and then the council decides what to do with the money from like, because they might have like a budget.
Sorry, Chelsea.
We can go.
So my final thought is that we should be paying people more, especially within this country, and paying, especially paying volunteers.
Have we got the money to do it?
We do. It's just tapping into the government to see if they were willing to pay out.
So where are they going to get the money from?
The government's loaded. It's got the money. It's just they need to put it within the right sector.
Right. Okay.
They need it.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
I was just referring to the DUP. A billion pounds to the DUP for propping up the government, basically.
Okay, so they've suddenly came up with £1 billion, so they can come up with the money when they need to. Is the government a bit like that when you go out for a drink and there's always a person that's like forgotten their wallet. Do you know what I mean? Oh, sorry, I forgot my wallet. I'll get one next time. Is it a bit like that? Anyway, I don't know. Do you want to have a go in the middle of the table? All right, cool. We're gonna have just a quick change of personnel. We're still warming this up.
Do you want me to go PP3?
No, I think we can. Are you going to jump in, Ellen? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's keep it. Are you all going?
Yeah.
Give us a final thought then before you go.
Okay. Well, my final thought is that I think teachers should get paid more as well, and in addition to like doctors being paid more, because teachers do a lot for like the local community as well, and they stay in their jobs from like 7 or 8, and then they stay late until like they go from 7 to 7, like 12-hour jobs.
Okay, so working massively long hours.
Yeah, and they only get paid a little bit, and they teach like a lot of children as well. Yeah, so they do a lot of work.
I just think that we should care more about the poor people in society.
Okay, is it just enough to care, or do you need to do something about it as well?
Yeah, we all need to. Caring. If you care, then you will do something.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, we do quite a lot of performances. We do like big competitions, and then we do small competitions in the area.
Do you guys think we can like do a little demonstration here? What beat should I do?
You've got to wait for the show. Unfortunately, it's top secret today.
What's your favourite song that you like to dance to?
I don't know. We normally dance to like beats and stuff, don't we?
We get like sound
don't really have
made for us, so it's cool. Like there's noises in the soundtrack, kind of like represent the mood, so it gets everyone a bit like excited and stuff like that. Yeah.
Can I just ask, are you based in Newham? Because one of the things someone earlier on said, Rachel, she was saying that, is there enough culture going on in Newham? And do you think this is a good example of a local Newham culture?
We rehearse in the area, always like kind of in the area of Newham, but people in the team, we come from all around, but we're always like obviously open. We hold an open class on Wednesdays usually in Stratford, Maryland, Stratford, yeah. So I mean that's open to everyone to come to. So, yeah.
Everyone, you should come down, come with us.
It's good fun.
It is good.
How long have you been dancing?
Well, I've only been in IMD for like just over a year now.
What about before then? Did you start dancing as like a child or?
What, me personally?
Yeah.
Okay, I started probably like ballet, like everyone does, when I was about 2, 3, and then I've kind of progressed into hip hop and street at like 8. Maybe, yeah, about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, like age 8.
Come and join us. This is Talkaoke. At the moment, we're talking about dancing. We're talking about hip hop dancing.
I mean, is it ever too late to because I like to take up break dancing, but is it too late at the age of 43 to try break dancing? Or it's not. Will I not just break bones instead of breaking? You have
to build up. You'd have to build up to it. I wouldn't be going straight into the deep end. You'd probably have to start with the simple moves and then work up.
Yeah. Okay. What are the simple moves?
Right.
What are the simple moves?
Do you know what the simple moves of breakdancing are?
Simple moves.
To demonstrate.
Yeah.
Should we demonstrate? Come on, let's demonstrate. Indian step. There's one called Indian step. We can teach you.
We can teach you. Get up. Get up.
So Indian step.
Alright, here we go. 1.
Indian step.
Yeah.
Oh, let's come on this side. So kick your left.
You go
Kick your left. Kick your right.
and then
Over.
jump over.
And then come back. That's a new version.
Oh, let's have a look. Okay.
Kick,
And then jump
over.
over.
And then come back.
Again.
So kick your left. Do left. Right. Over. Back onto your left again. Yeah, you got it.
Ah, it looks like you got it, Mikey, man. You got it. You're really busting them moves right now. Hey. You busted their moves, mate. Now that's a simple breakdancing, so I think next year you got to be on the floor. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. So tell me, when did you start doing the ballet dancing?
Yeah, I started about 2-3 years old, and then I only actually started doing hip hop at a later age when I was like maybe like 12, 13. But yeah. I teach kids more like kind of like basic street commercially stuff, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. And are you guys got any performances over the summer?
Yeah, we're going to a competition in Arizona called Hip Hop International.
We qualified and placed in the UK Championship, so then we qualified to go to the World, which is in Arizona this summer.
That's a big deal, man.
So yeah, we've been rehearsing hard.
How long?
Yeah, how long are you going to be in Arizona for? Oh, 1 week.
We're going for a week, and there's 40 of us going. 40 of us in our mega crew.
Yeah, so then we have a mega crew going, we have 2 varsities and a junior crew within IMD, so yeah.
No, I just, because yesterday we had a couple of people, I'm going to come over here. Yesterday we had a couple of people on the Talkaoke table that had gone to ballet school in the past, and basically, maybe these want to come and have a seat on the table. Come over. Do you do dancing? Because we got 2 dancers. Do you do dancing as part of your training? Would it make you more flexible and more fit to be able to, react quickly by doing dancing? Come and have a seat on the table of chat. But anyway, I was just telling this story that basically there was 2 ballet dancers, and one had gone to dance school, and you might think dance school is a bit of a wasted education. When I went to art school, they said that's a waste of time. But one became an architect, and the other one became a digital marketing expert. So I think that dance can lead to all these things.
It gives you a lot of presence and creativity because we make up our own choreography, so you need lots of good ideas and stuff.
So do you need a lot of presence when you're sort of doing your army work, or
Yeah, you've got to be quite strong-minded and stuff. Yeah, on the ball. Yeah.
And there you go. So it looks like there's a lot of similarities between the dancing, doing what you do in the army, and what do you do in the army?
There's quite a lot of running around, lifting things up and putting them back down. Today we're recruiting actually. We're trying to recruit people to join the reserves.
What's the age range?
18 to 50.
How old are you guys?
I'm 16.
I'm 19.
Oh.
Yeah, I could go. Potential recruitment.
Do you think you might want to pop your dancing boots and put some army boots?
I don't think so for now, but who knows what the future holds.
Isn't it sort of similar skills? That's what I thought we got. I mean, I don't know what your name is, but what was it?
Yeah, let's get around the name. What's your name?
Alex.
Grace.
Lauren.
Mikey. Rick.
I'm Enam.
I just thought maybe it's similar skills because it's quite physical, but I think that, and it's what I was saying before, people think that physical means that you're not thinking, or that it's not very, it's not very connected with the mind, but in my mind it's all connected, if you see what I mean.
There's so many people of us in our groups. Obviously in the mega crew there's 40 dancers, so you all have to be very controlled with your movements and in sync with each other, otherwise it just looks...
Oh, let's get a final thought from you before you leave us.
I'm not really much of a dancer, but it looks alright when you know what you're doing, I suppose.
What time are you guys performing?
I think it's 1:30.
Yeah,
We've got 4. I don't know the second performance.
1:45.
I think it's on the grass.
It's on the grass, so look out for these guys. There might be something.
Can I just ask one question before you go? Isn't it do you still do that thing where everyone marches up and down together, like in a sort of drill practice or whatever they call it? Do they still do that? Isn't that a kind of like a dance, like a group dance, a bit like what these guys are doing?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
So you gotta stick to the beat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you struggle to stick to the beat initially, or?
No, it came pretty naturally to me, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh wow! And how old were you when you joined the army?
23.
Okay, right. What made you decide to join?
I couldn't get a normal job, so I joined the army.
Right. You look pretty like so.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Right, yeah, wow. What do you think about that? Would you consider joining the army when you turn 18?
Well, I'm not sure. I'd be interested in like seeing what they do.
Yeah, I'd like to do it for a day. Like if there was a day where you could just experience it, obviously not actually join, but experience like the hard work and the stamina and everything they have to go through, then I'd definitely be up for that.
I think fitness-wise, yeah, it'd be amazing. But I don't know if I'd want to be a reservist because you get drafted. Yeah, be in a situation where I get drafted into a war, which I may or may not want to be involved in or something. Who knows? Depends. Yeah, it gets yeah, because no matter the politics, you have to kind of get going if you're called up. Yeah.
I mean, I think even if it was like a war, an important war that had to be fought, I think I'd have trouble killing people. Do you know what I mean? I don't think, even if it was like a really big war, I don't think I could just pull a trigger and just, like kill a random person on the other side from a different country just because they're from a different country. I don't think I could do that.
It's changing subject. I think it's one of those situations where you don't know until you're involved in a situation. If it's a do or die situation, you change. But yeah.
What about you guys? Do you think you could actually kill someone if you were in the army?
I don't think I could. I don't think I could bring myself to. I feel like there'll be a lot of guilt after, and I hate feeling guilty about it.
I never think you'd be able to recover from that, so I think it'll always be with you. Yeah.
So I don't think so.
Well, we better get ready for our performance, but it was lovely speaking to you. Will do.
We'll come back.
Where's it gonna be? Okay, so will we be able to see it? We'll just about be able to see it from here. Or should we'll come and have a look. But bring the whole troop back, bring everyone back and tell us what the experience is like. And also, we actually were supposed to be here finding out about culture in Newham, so we need your input.
Everyone has like Hunter. Sorry. Come over, Kells. Okay then. What about Hunter can come? What's your name? Yeah. Huh? Yeah, your tag name.
Chica.
Jordan, yeah? What's your tag name?
Gracie G.
I'm Els.
Els. How do you get the tag names then?
Well, Omar will just call you something, so our CEO, and then we're just that for the rest of our life.
Oh, really? Do you like your names then?
No.
Really? What would you change it to?
My name, my real name.
Right. What about you? Do you like your name?
Yeah, but mine was chosen just when we all joined. Yeah. He was like, I'm not going to give you a tag names yet. He was like, I want to see how you dance and your personality. And yeah, and he based it off of that.
So do you think your name sort of reflects your personality?
I'm just wondering, is it a bit like a spirit name in a way then? Because like you're supposed to have like a spirit name which is more talking about your personality.
Do you have a spirit name?
I might do, I don't know what it is.
Right. What about you, Rick? Do you have a spirit name?
Rick is Rick the Rock.
Rick the Rock.
Yeah.
Rick the Rock. Okay, so it's all about your vibe, your personality. I mean, do you actually name anyone you know in real life, like a nickname or, Yeah. And do they like those nicknames or?
My best friend's called Darcy, and we'll call her Dars. So I think you just kind of shorten people's names down. So you can't shorten my name down at all. Grace. Grr. That's about it. Ace, yeah, we could do that. I guess we could do that. But no, there isn't. There's not much point.
Well, that's really cool, man. So there's 40 names to remember. 40 nicknames.
Yeah, in our mega crew there's 40. Yeah. In IMD, how many do you think? About 60 people?
Yeah, there's about 60 people altogether.
What's the age range?
How was from about 10, isn't it?
Evie, she's 8. And then to like 20, 21, 20, 21.
Wow, that's really cool, man. So you guys are on that half one and you're going to be the centre?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to take the pause.
So one last question. What's the biggest crowd that you've performed to so far?
Water dance? No.
Well, they did Britain's, like we didn't do it because we're like newer, but the other lot, they did Britain's Got Talent, so that must have been a big one. An XXL.
How far did they get?
And they got to the live semis, yeah, which was amazing.
So it shows that where you guys could like know, hence it, you never know. You guys are in Arizona, so that's a big deal.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That's a big one as well.
Definitely. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
And again, let us know how it goes.
We will. Thanks so much.
Nice one. Nice.
Bye.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you.
What they called IMD Legion.
Yeah, IMD Legion.
IMD Legion. Yeah.
Sounds like an army.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there is a connection. You know, we've got the army, we've got the IMD. I think I'd rather be an IMD Legion than the actual army. I think it's less demanding. Not that it's not demanding, but it's less demanding still than you know, the stress. I think it might be quite stressful being in the army for reasons. Yeah.
Also, necessarily, your job might not be just shooting people in the army. You may be working in, I don't know, radar or something, or you know, the various different roles. Obviously, they are involved in defence or attack or stuff like that. So you could be the musician in the army. Yeah, the one that blows the trumpet in the morning.
My friend's brother is like a cornet player in the army. But he still has to go to Iraq and stuff like that. But I don't know why they need a cornet player in Iraq. But apparently, maybe we should have asked Alex the question.
Those roads are like harder to come by.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
They're going to be ready for, you know. So don't do it, kids. Don't join the army. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you guys heading? Hey, what are you guys going to see? Yeah, no, that was definitely an avoidance.
No, let's just.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just.
Do you think we were better on the other side last year? Oh yeah.
I think we just need to wait till eventually we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a critical mass. And then,
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I do think there's a little point. I remember last year it took a bit of time to get going.
That's true. And it is just gone 1:30, so it's Saturday. You know, people they're busy. They're busy. Right, but yeah, so anyway, we can keep the conversation going with like you guys.
Do you think we should move out a little bit into the crowd a bit more? Come this way a little bit? Right, just go to the
Hey, what are you doing over there? Okay, yeah, that was Hey, how's it going? Come and take a seat. Come and take a seat. Come and take a seat. Hey guys, come and take a seat. Come and take a seat. Come and take a seat. Yeah. Oh wow. What flavor is that? Come and take a seat. Great. Oh, can I have some? Hey, how's it going? Come and join us. Right, yeah. Yeah, so basically this is Talkaoke. It's a free-form talk show. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. Wow, we're talking about so many things today, from the army to like an army of dancers, you know, to parking fines. Yeah. You're laughing.
Actually, because we were talking about should fines be related to how, because it was you actually, Ellen, said that you thought, you know, everyone should get fined for dropping litter, but then somebody else said, well, should it be related to how much you earn? Like as a footballer, should a Premier League footballer get charged like £6,000 for dropping a cigarette butt, whereas like unemployed person £6? Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I personally think it should be the same, really, because I think if you choose to drop litter, you choose to drop litter, you just shouldn't do it, full stop. So I feel that's my personal opinion. I just feel that it should be the same among everyone. And obviously for people that I just feel that shouldn't really come into it, but that's only my opinion.
I feel that would then therefore penalise the people that go out and work every day more, just because they happen to have a job, when really it's not any relation to how much you earn, it relates to you as a person, not your job or your income.
Right, but then what if you're in the hooks of paying that fine, or if you're unemployed? Yeah, come and join us. Come and take a seat. Come and take a seat. You know, why don't we get around to names? What's your name?
Nikki. Rosie.
Mikey.
Rick.
My name, got a name.
No name.
No name.
Okay, no name. Great. Elam, so at the moment we're talking about like fines, you know, somebody around the table earlier said that, you know, when people drop litter they should be fined. However, it should be a reflection of your income basically. So yeah, I mean, do you think this whole litter fine, do you think is feasible? Could it actually work? You know, would you go after someone who's dropped litter and fine them?
I personally would, yeah, I personally would, because it's the community you live in, and you know, councils put a lot of money into the area and things like that to keep it nice. It should be litter free. There are enough bins around. I don't feel like there's really any sort of excuse to litter, to be fair. That's again my opinion. So yeah, I do think it's feasible, and it should be something in place, because people shouldn't be doing it.
Look at the trouble there. What happened in London? The fires, people's trouble there.
Oh, the Grenfell.
Yeah, can't help them. She can't do nothing. That lady can't do nothing. Woman's not doing nothing. Nah.
Oh, one of the ladies in the building, or?
No, one. What's it called? What's her name?
Theresa May.
Yeah, she's not good. She's can't help the people.
Yeah. I mean, why is she not good? What can she do?
You can't see nothing. The people on fire.
Right.
Can't help the fire.
Right.
Seriously.
I mean, I do think there's a point, and I wonder, you know, from the, I know you can't talk politically, but I'm just, in terms of like, you know, I think all the things that have gone on in the last few months, you know, I think people really have started to sort of value the police and what they do on the one hand, but do you get that message when you actually, or you know, at the same time, and I don't want to get, you know, but do you actually feel valued, or do you feel like, oh, that people are just putting the police out there to do these difficult jobs, but actually they're not that? I mean, we were talking about this earlier on about, you know, are we valuing the right people?
What do you think?
I mean, I do. Yeah, I do. I've a good few people come up to us and say lovely things, and are genuinely very nice to us and thank us and things like that. So yeah, I do feel the last few months there has been an increase in sort of, I think with social media and things like that, there's a lot more, people have a voice more.
People have an awareness of what you do, and you know, people become a bit more visible.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I feel valued. Yeah, I feel valued.
What about yourself? What's gone on?
Particularly in the last couple of months with what has gone on, I feel more valued than I did before.
Yeah.
But I think as a police officer, you join this job knowing that not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay, because I value myself and I value my colleagues. Yeah. I don't need somebody else's gratification in order for me to do a good job.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice, but it's not. It doesn't change my job. It's just nice on a personal level.
Yeah. It doesn't even sort of what you just said. It doesn't even come down to that, because you choose to do this job and do it well because you choose to do the right thing, or you think that you know, and be a good officer and you're naturally a good person. So I think it's a shame that not everyone feels the same across the board towards us. But
what made you join the police force? Because we had somebody from the army around the table, and he said that he joined because he was unemployed, so you know, that's why he joined the army. I mean, what made you decide to join the police?
I always wanted to be a police officer. Yeah. I always wanted to be a police officer. Yeah. I thought if I didn't do this, I would do some sort of other sort of, you know, yeah, or emergency service or anything like that, or even nursing, just because I wanted to help people. And I thought, and it sounds cheesy, but it's so true, because people can say all different things, but I know from hand on heart, I do this job to help people, and I genuinely mean that, and so that's the reason why I wanted to do it.
To be honest, not give an answer, but my answers are literally near on exact to Nikki's. I joined this job not because I wanted necessarily to chase criminals around all day. It was more about the helping side of it, and I wanted to do a job where I felt that I could put my own personality into it, and if I walked away from it, it would be not as good if I was to be there, rather than working a job where I'm very replaceable. Although we are replaceable, I feel like I can actually bring my personality into it. Yeah, and that's
something.
So, I mean, are you guys from the area? Are you guys from Newham?
Yeah, we're local safer neighbourhood officers. We're from like East London, but not necessarily Newham. But we're quite familiar with the area, especially now we work here and stuff. So yeah, I feel, you know.
Well, you know, I'm from Hackney.
Oh yeah.
Born in Hackney. So yeah, but you know, we were here last year, so it's good to be back again.
Yeah. What radio station is it, or what do you do?
This is Talkaoke. It's a free form talk show. So basically, this happens like all over. This is the main guy. He set it up.
You're the main. You're the
He
main
set
girl.
it up. So yeah, it happens all over. It's happening in the Cabinet Office, Channel 4, South Bank. Basically, it's online. So all of this goes onto archive.org.
I mean, you know, one of the things that I like about it is the fact that you just get such a diverse, especially in a place like this, you get such a diverse bunch of people, and you get to find out what people think, and you get the conversations. And I think, you know, especially right now, I think it's a time when we need to have conversations because, you know, there's so much kind of like, in a way, anxiety that's out there, and you must feel it on the street. Like, you weren't at this one last week, but last week we were in Poplar, and there was a guy saying, oh, you know, is a Bangladeshi guy, British Bangladeshi, and he's saying, I feel like everyone's looking at me, and I'm a terrorist just because I'm a Muslim, and it's like everyone around the table says, no, that's not how we feel. We don't, you know, we rise above this. Do you know what I mean? But that's how he felt, and he got a lot from just saying this. Although he wasn't quite sold. Even though people, then he said, "Are you sure? Are you sure you're not thinking about me as a terrorist?" So you know, it was quite a deep-seated thing. But I sort of feel that we need to start to have these conversations just to try and, you know, flush out some of these feelings. And yeah.
Do you ever do this sort of thing like in town centres and things like that? You do it. What sort of areas do you actually work? Is it just Newham?
So there was a couple of last week.
Yeah, we went everywhere. We were in Mill Hill on Tuesday. In Ravensbourne, we did an art school. The last couple of days. It just really depends. You know, I think places like town centres and shopping centres are really good because you get that mix of people that don't often talk to each other, and so you've got a real chance to get them to, you know, maybe they've got totally different views in their head, actually get them to actually exchange those views and see the sort of reality of those views. How real are they, or what they're actually thinking? You know, because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just all in their heads.
Sometimes it is just all in our heads, but once we start talking, come and have a chat, come and have a conversation. We're talking about conversation right now. We're talking about chatting, you know?
We're gonna need you.
Let's get a final thought from you guys. Yeah. Well, at the moment, the conversation is about how important it is to have a conversation and how important it is to talk.
Yeah.
You know?
So good.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm not really good at talking my surname.
You don't have to be good at talking. What made you come here today then?
I just wanted to like find out what it's like here in Central Park.
Been here before?
Yeah, because I've been there a couple of times before and that, so I know what it's like. I know what the event is about as well, and what represents in Newham.
Okay, cool. All right then. Cool. Off to police business, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
This is what happens That's what happens when you're a public servant. Come here a second. I just want to adjust a touch. There we go. Say something.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll turn you up a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, so you're just here to sort of check out, like, you know, what's going on. You come to the park all the time, so you just want to see. I mean, what have you seen so far that's like stood out to you?
I've seen bouncy castles, a lot of activities happening here as well, because I've been there last year in summer with my friends, and it was fun, you know. It was actually good as well. Like, it's good to have a get together and enjoy ourselves, enjoy this event.
That's cool. Come and join us. This is Talkaoke. It's a free-form talk show. Let me get around to names. What's your name?
Alexandra.
And what's your friend's name?
My friend's name is Ariba. Sorry about my friend, she's really shy.
Okay, Ariba, come and don't be shy.
You don't have to say anything.
You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say anything. And what's your name?
Where's Mercel?
You don't have to say anything. We got Rick, and we got Mikey, and you're Ariba. So yeah, and I'm Elam. So this is Talkaoke. As I said before, it's a free-form talk show. And yeah, just before you guys sat down, we were talking about conversation, how important it is to like get people talking. Because oftentimes, Mikey said, like, you know, our ideas just remain in our head, and we never get to really like say what we really think about each other. So you know, I mean, what do you think about it?
I think it depends on the situation and what you're talking about. It depends, like, if you're talking about something, if you see someone in the street, you won't just go up to them and start a conversation, unless you, but, yeah.
I mean, what we're talking about, because there was this, we were doing this last week in Poplar, and there was this Bangladeshi guy who was like, seriously, you all think that I'm a terrorist because I'm a Muslim, you think that I'm a terrorist. And he had this idea in his head that everyone else thought that he was a terrorist. And then everyone said, no we don't, no we don't, no we don't. But he was a bit sceptical about it. But I think maybe it's not that extreme for most people, but we've all got these ideas of what other people think about us in our heads, and sometimes it's just not right. And it leads us, we've got this whole story going on that we've not actually...
And it leaves us to realise like what is going on, what is it going on, and what's happening.
I mean, why do you think this guy had this idea that like people thought he was a terrorist? Like, where did that come from? Is it valid? Do people really think just because he's from Bangladesh and he has a certain skin tone that he is a terrorist? Is that a valid point? Does he have a valid concern?
I mean, I don't think there's ever been a Bangladeshi terrorist in the whole history, but I might be wrong about it. But I think it's from the newspaper, certain newspapers, just printing rubbish about people.
Let's get a final thought from you guys.
About what? Just we've been very shy today, and we've completely come out of our boxes. Just so it's a really good thing that you do. Like, I like the concept behind it, giving people, again, as well as like social media and things like that, you give people a voice. Especially, you can sort of target younger generations, you know, all sorts of ages really. So it's a really good thing. So. Brilliant.
Yes. And what about yourself?
Yeah, I think something like this could bring an older generation and younger generation closer together. The older generation have different opinions, and to the younger generation I think both are still very important. Something like this is completely different. I've not seen anything like this before, so I think, yeah, for that sort of thing it'd be really good.
Well, we're going to be here until 6 o'clock, so do come back and let us know how it's all going. Alright then, take care. Alright, we have a familiar face at the table.
Hi, my name's Elijah.
Elijah. So yeah, we've got
Mercel,
Ariba, Alex,
Rick, Mikey.
Elam, so yeah, we were just talking about this idea of, you know, how it's important to have conversations, because Mikey was just saying that, like, when he was doing this Talkaoke last week, this guy from Bangladesh, you know, he had this concern that everyone thought he was a terrorist, you know, and I was just saying, does he have a valid point, you know, like, and I think somebody else was saying it's the media kind of that paints that picture that because he has a certain skin complexion, he must be a terrorist, you know? So, I mean, what can we do? I mean, that must be quite hard to sort of like watch the news, open the newspaper and see like, you know, your community being labelled as a terrorist, you know? That must be quite tough. You know, what can be done to, you know, do we just have to wait until a few years go by and then terrorists is, you know, I don't know.
I just think it's just part of the way we think as well, is that we're always thinking about what are other people thinking, you know, what are they thinking about me, and stuff like that. And maybe they're not thinking anything at all, or maybe they're just...
What are you concerned that people might be thinking about you?
That I've got no taste in clothes. Come and have a seat on a table of chat. Well, at the moment we're sort of talking about, you know, what people think of each other. Are they just like, have they got weird, strange views about each other? Anyway, over to you.
Right, yeah, so, that's interesting. Yeah, so we were just talking about, you know, you know, sometimes we worry so much about what other people are thinking about us, but is it valid? You know, what is it based on? And yeah, you were worried that people might be thinking that you're some crazy person, or do you guys have you guys ever worried about what people feel about you?
I don't. I'm crazy anyway. I don't care what they think of me.
Totally crazy.
I don't care, but some people do, and it affects them quite bad.
We are what we are. We're all human.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow, so that's interesting.
I mean, that's the thing. We're all human beings, and we've got much more in common than we've got not in common. Yeah.
You just have to be yourself.
But we say we don't care, but whenever someone someone tells you an opinion about you, you automatically get angry or something.
Yeah.
But if you don't care, then why does that hurt you?
Right. So you're saying that sometimes when people get their, you know, back up when someone tells them about themselves, or has a opinion about them.
It all comes down to understanding, meaning that if someone judges you just because of your skin color, just because of what you're wearing, or because it's you shouldn't really, well, it hurts because someone's made a comment about you, but you should understand that where they're coming from is they might have something that happened to them, and because of that they have this general prejudice thinking that, yeah, but then also the person that's making the comment should understand that this person might get offended, and they should know if they should make the comment or not, because it may be that one comment that leads to that person breaking and they just do something stupid. It's a two-way thing, so they should both understand each other, and that way they'll definitely live in peace.
I see. Yeah. What was you saying before that,
like, if anyone's gonna judge you for what you're wearing and for who you are as a person, you should ignore what people think. You shouldn't get upset about it. Like, just ignore it.
I mean, is that the right thing to do though? If you do feel offended and you can't help it, surely you should say something. You've got to try and say something that's constructive, like say, oh, that, you know, actually, I understand where you're coming from, but actually, what was that?
Like everyone has a figure of speech, and I think if you speak up, then, because if you don't speak up, they might say it again, and it might become an habit. So if you just speak up and say, look, you know, I know, like, that's your opinion, but I'd rather that, you know, you kept it to yourself.
Just keep it to yourself.
Shut your beak.
Exactly.
You do have to speak up, but sometimes the way you speak up is wrong. Yeah, because some person might take you as a rude person, and then every time they see you, because they know the comment hurt you, they'll just say it for the fun, and it's just gonna keep going on.
Know how to irritate you sometimes, know what your trigger button is. So where are we going to go with this conversation? I mean, the best thing about this table, we can talk about what we want to talk about. Do we want to continue talking about how we're spoken to, you know, and how people view us and how we view other people, or do we want to talk about something else? It's all up to you, you know. What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What was you thinking about before you walked up to this table, you know?
I was thinking about food, actually.
Yeah. Oh, don't start me off.
I was thinking, what are we going to eat?
What do you have in mind?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
Wait until you smell. Use your sense of
smell. Yeah. See where my nose takes me, innit?
Yeah. Does anyone have any recommendations of where they should eat, or, you know?
Oh no.
Is there anything vegetarian that people have seen? Because I'm a vegetarian, and quite often, I think last year there was only chips in the vegetarian.
So there was, oh wow, so is that a problem? Is there never enough vegetarian options then? Do we need to have more diverse food, or?
I personally like falafel. I don't know if you know that, falafel. So I don't need options, I just need falafel.
Yeah, you just really need falafel. So if anyone knows of any local. But that's kind of an interesting point actually. At a festival like this, do we need to have all kinds of food to cater to all different, you know, people? Yeah?
I think everybody, to be honest, that has to think about what food they should eat, and
does anyone around the table have any, like, who's, you know, anyone that's vegan or, you know, lactose intolerant or vegetarians? No? Yeah, it's okay.
You can't have any grapefruit,
I can't have any
grapefruit or anything.
I've had a double lung transplant.
And it affects the medication, yeah. So if he has anything that's got grapefruit traces in it, stuff like that, so he has to make sure.
It breaks it down.
Even drinks. Even drinks, yeah. Anything with grapefruit.
I mean, obviously that's quite a big thing to go through. But I mean, is there anything you could say about that? Because I mean, it's not often we have people. Well, as far as we know, I mean, I don't know that we have people on the table that.
Getting people involved, being a donor, you know, signing up, be a donor, you know. I was fortunate, I was one of the lucky ones, but the person that passed away, I know his age, I know who he is.
And we've been in contact.
So it's like a real good.
That's really cool. I mean, how did you get in contact with the family?
Well, you have to do it through the hospital. It's all, you know, it's all.
So would I have to like say on my form that I want, like, whoever I give my?
No, if you're actually a donor and your organs are donated, then you're next to kin. They actually contact the hospital will contact your next to kin and say that, you know, it's entirely up to you whether you want to. They want to contact them, and then it's up to the person who donated the organs whether they respond. In 99% of cases, you never know who your donor is because it's all done. People just want to be anonymous about it, so that's quite lucky. And next week we're celebrating 2-year anniversary.
Oh really? Oh my God! Well, congratulations. Anyway, let us know what you find, how the food goes. You know, any final thoughts? Definitely. And you can eat around here as well. Any final thoughts from yourself?
No, I don't have anything else.
Where are you heading to?
Oh no, this is my first time, so I'm just like.
Well, let us know how it goes anyway. We'll be here until 6 o'clock today.
Okay.
Thank you. Hey guys, how's it going? You want to join the table of chat? Oh, what does your badge say? Stop, look, listen, and think. What's that about? Take a seat.
Thank you. I'm not sure, but I think it's about cycling. I have my scooter with me.
Stop, look, listen.
You've got to. Oh, when you're crossing the road, you need to stop. You look and then you listen.
There you go. It came to you eventually. Yeah. And is that something that you do already?
Probably.
Probably, yeah. What about yourself? When you cross the road, do you do this?
Yes, of course.
Stop. Yeah. I mean, why do you think it's important that people need to sort of know how to cross the road? I mean, shouldn't we know how to cross the road already?
I mean, this reminds me of like when I'm stuck in the traffic lights and there's like an Uber driver in front and it's like they stop, look, listen and think, but they don't actually move. Then the traffic light goes back to red again and the whole thing happens all over again. So I think it should be stop, look, listen, think, then move. Because there's got to be an element of movement, surely, in this. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck on one side of the road, aren't you?
Right, so it should be stop, listen, think, step, walk. Yeah. It can go on, it can go on.
It can go on.
Wow, so I mean, what are you guys doing today? Come and join us. Do you guys know how to cross the road? Yeah? Do you know how to cross the road? Yeah. But yeah, so basically, yeah. Come and have a conversation. Let us know. Do you stop, look, listen, and think? You know?
They're stopping, looking, and listening, but they're not moving because the moving is not there. Move forward. Come and tell us who you are. Okay, they're thinking. They're thinking first.
You seen someone familiar? You know? Have you guys seen anyone familiar here?
He woke up.
No.
The boy woke up.
Yeah. How are you finding the festival?
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. What have you seen so far?
What I've seen so far is from the carnival.
Yeah. Come and take a seat. Come and take a seat. Don't be shy. I know you're not really shy. You want to talk. You want to talk.
A building area where they do things where you can build things and things at night. And they've I've seen the beach, but I'm going to go there tomorrow.
Okay, so you're going to be here all weekend. Let's get around the names. What's your name?
Nargis Sultana.
Nargis Sultana. Okay.
Mysoon.
Sarah. Emma.
Kadeem.
Hi,
my name's Theo.
Theo, my name's Theo.
Just call me S.
Call me S.
Adam Patel.
Adam Patel.
Mikey.
Rachel.
Rihanna.
And this is Talkaoke. It's a free-form talk show. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. So yeah, at the moment we were just talking about crossing the road. I mean, do you guys know? What's your name again?
Mysoon.
Mysoon, and her mother has a sticker that says "Stop, look, listen, and think." Mikey was saying, but it doesn't say move. You know, you have to actually cross the road at some point. You know, you can't stand there.
My brother also has a sticker.
Oh, yeah, I can see him. Do you think he can cross the road?
Don't forget about my baby brother.
What's his name?
Newham.
Newham. How's it going, Newham? Do you think you can cross the road? Maybe a few more years to go. But yeah, honestly, guys, I mean, like, when did you learn how to cross the road? You know, this
Age of 3.
age of 3, you were crossing the road by yourself. At
Yes.
that age. Would you allow your child to cross the road at 3 by
No.
But you got cross the road at 3 by yourself, so I mean,
I was mature.
I mean, do you think it's just?
Oh no, I'm just smiling at the camera.
Let's get a final thought from you before you go. Oh, you're coming back. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, wow. What do you like about the camera? Do you like to be on camera?
I love to be on the camera. It's beautiful.
Really? Wow. Are you on the camera every day? Do you have some kind of vlog? Are you a vlogger?
No, I'm a Snapchatter.
Is that better than vlogging then? Oh really? A show of hands, who prefers vlogging or Snapchatting? Like Snapchatting? Snapchat. So Insta stories.
The issue with blogging is it's too time consuming, whereas Snapchat and Instagram is just instant. There's a clue in the name Snap, but Insta, it's quick.
You don't have to sit down there and watch someone do like a long introduction. You just kind of get on with it. Do we have any YouTube stars around the table or?
You're on YouTube. I do post videos on YouTube, but they're normally about my brother and nobody watches them.
Okay, what's your name on there? We want to get some views up. What's your name on there?
It's Mysoon and Nagis and Nehan.
Okay, alright. Guys, Google that.
I've got a friend that does YouTube.
Oh wow, how many followers?
My God, it's 600.
No, he got 1K.
Oh, Nick, another guy.
I have a friend that does YouTube. Her name is Tatiana, and she does makeup. And her channel is called Sisters in Beauty. And it's very good. Like, if you're a girl and you want to know makeup, watch it. Makeup, yeah, and
So
she does vlogs and
What do you
things.
put on your Insta stories then? Like, you know, what's on? I mean,
I just want to know, maybe we could give Mysu some advice about how to get some more hits. Have you considered a makeup element to this? Would that get more hits? Has anyone got any advice from Mysu about what could actually help her get more hits on YouTube?
Basically, just have clickbait titles and good thumbnails. So
are you listening, Mysu?
it has to be clickbait. You need to give the people what they want.
Clickbait is basically like a fake title to like make people click it. For example, kids your age, they might want to see Scooby-Doo. Say Scooby-Doo came to my house, even though the video of Scooby-Doo's not in your house. Also, be consistent, like upload it all the time.
Are you uploading enough once a week or?
Probably a few times a month.
Okay, so that might be a bit of an issue. What about makeup? I mean, do you think you might want to do some makeup? You know? Okay, no. Is she too young? Are you too young for makeup?
I do wear makeup, but I don't think I would like to do a makeup tutorial.
Yeah, fair enough then. Wow, what is too? Oh, let's get a final thought from you before you leave us.
Bye.
Have a nice afternoon. Let us know how it all goes. So wow, okay. So this is Talkaoke. I see we've got a new face at the table.
Hi guys, my name is Voltaire. I'm not here for long.
So I think you kind of heard a little bit, but we're just talking about like how to get more followers on the Instagram, YouTube. You know,
Can I just ask? I mean, is it about the followers though? Because you're talking about 600 followers is not enough, or is it enough? I mean, is it about the followers? Why are we so obsessed with getting likes and follows and all the rest of it? I don't know what it's called on Snapchat, but views, yeah. But are we a bit obsessed with that now, just to try and grow our audience all the time?
Probably, yeah. It's all about popularity.
So obviously we have Instagram, because you wanna share out your personality, and once you do, someone may like your personality and leave a follow or add you on Snapchat, and obviously you gain popularity because people can share your profile and everything.
So it's all about popularity, but why do we need to be popular? I mean, why do we need all of those likes and why is that necessary to be the centre of attention?
To become the centre of attention.
Become the centre of attention. But what about in real life though? What about does anyone not have Instagram, Snapchat, they're not on YouTube? Is there anyone who's like social media free around the table? Wow. So we're all desperate for attention basically.
I just feel like we live in a society where our whole life is run by likes. Do you understand? Like, I feel like, okay, not me personally, because I only upload maybe once. Oh, sorry. I do modeling on the side of this job, and obviously to model we have to be up there with the likes. My name is Volts31. Yeah, I've had it since a long time. I'm not gonna change it anytime soon. But it's right. In my line of work, obviously likes is something big, but personally I don't really have a care about how many likes I get. I just like my people to see what I've got and what's going on. Do you understand? I just want my people to see my life. I don't necessarily.
So your life isn't run by likes.
There you go. I think people that live their life by likes are selfish, because I feel like let me back up what I'm gonna say. All right, I feel like if you're living your life by likes, you're kind of, how do I say it? The likes are kind of, they're feeding something inside of you. Do you understand? Like if you're one of those people that, upload a picture and then come back and are like, I have like 200 likes, or I have like 300 likes. Do you understand? It kind of it boosts something inside you. I think that people should work on their own securities instead of.
Right. Okay. Do you agree? How many likes on your last picture?
I don't really upload much, and I think that when you do upload, it cheapens the experience that you're trying to enjoy, because what you're doing becomes more about what other people think of what you're doing than what you're doing in itself. And when you try and make a memory, it's not enough to just let it sit, and you can't just enjoy what's happening in life for yourself. It's always got to be about what other people think, and bragging almost about the way you live your life. And I don't think that's the right way to live if you want to get happiness.
So anyway, you're sort of like living your life through the screen, like, okay, I'm having fun, but let me just take a little picture, Yeah, sure.
Alright, so all of us here, we're on a program called the NCS program, yeah? So we have to go quick, and we're here to ask people that we don't normally know for a story or an experience, an experience that you've had in your life. So
a life-changing moment.
So can the four of you please
But the thing is, what are you going to do with this information?
With this information, obviously we have our group, we're doing drama, so we're gonna have to act everything out.
We're creating a play.
Yeah, that's there.
Once you share the story, what you're going to do with it, you're going to film it, record it, put it somewhere.
We're going to dramatize it. We're going to put them together to make a story.
So this goes online.
So can you
archive.org. We're called Talkaoke, so definitely check us out. Follow us on Instagram, hashtag the whole shebang. No one has their phones out right now. Is this like exciting enough for you? No one's Insta story or whatever Snapchat is this. Am I not likable enough?
You take this circle.
Jesus. Yeah, we do this all over. So anyway, so basically, you want to find out about people's stories about an experience that's been life changing for them. Okay, cool. So let's do that. Rachel, what's your life changing experience?
It's too long. It's too long. Come see me in a bit and I'll tell you.
Maybe you can give us just like a sentence.
Okay, a life changing was moving out from my parents' house.
Yeah.
So that changed my life.
Okay, then that's fun.
independent. I became independent. Yeah, and I had to fend for myself.
So it's kind of a big life goal, isn't it?
In a way, I've got a similar one. When I went to art school, that completely changed everything in my life, just like that.
In what way?
Well, suddenly, because when I was at school, everyone was like, I'm someone that comes with a lot of ideas, and they're just like, oh, shut up, just get on with learning, stop coming up with ideas. And then I went to art school, and then it's like, oh, we love your ideas, come up with another idea, and so it's like a place where actually creativity flourished, and suddenly I was in my own, in a place where I felt appreciated, but also that I felt like people were interested in the same thing as me. Yeah, changed my life completely. Yeah.
I would say the NCS program. Yeah. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now.
What way has it changed your life?
Because it's helped me get over my fears of certain things. For example, like heights and stuff.
Come and join us right now. We're talking about fears. What's your fear? I mean, sorry, not your fear. What's your... Okay, they're gone now. They're gone. What about yourself? What's the life-changing experience for you?
Life-changing experience for me. Oh, when I started my youth theatre. That's when they said that, I looked at them like, I currently run my own youth theatre with 2 other people who are actually on the park today. And when I started running it was kind of sort of changed my life. It was a big step. So at the minute where we've got a web series that we're in the midst of doing, which we've seen the edited work and it looks superb. I'm so happy with how it's turned out.
I'm just interested because, and this goes out to everyone, because I'm supposed to be doing a talk about how theatre changes people's life. So it's great to hear. I don't know what I'm going to say, so that's why I'm really pleased that you've said that. But I want to know how theatre changes people's lives, and this goes out to everyone, really.
Let's get a final thought from you before you leave us.
How theatre changes people. I think theatre can change people. I think it's for the better. I don't really think it's for the worse. Theatre is a means of expression. Theatre, you can kind of be the character you want to be. You can morph into what you want to become. It gives you a vision to, if you plan something well enough, you can use that and expand it to many different avenues. So I just think theatre, that's me being very bland with it. I can go into
all parts of life. Come and join us. And thank you very much. And how does theatre benefit?
I think that when you act and when you have to do theatre, you take on a different role and you immerse yourself in the mindset of the character that you're trying to portray. And through that, I think you can widen your mindset a bit more, and you can consider issues that you might not have even understood from different angles. And I've done a little bit of acting in the past, not much, just school stuff. And when you're acting and you suddenly something occurs to you, I think it is to the point where you can just suddenly reconsider something. And it doesn't mean much, but I think it's the little changes like that that really benefit people.
Wow, that's really interesting. Oh, there's such a big group of you guys. You have to come back and let us know how it all goes anyway. All right, thank you very much. Thank you.